Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Stefpool. I don't know where my guest is today. He just messaged me. Maybe he's coming, maybe he's not. I don't know. Darn people these days. I tell you what, fired the whole lot of them. So I hope everybody's having a good night. Yeah, this is Stefpool here because we're gonna talk about while we're waiting to see if he shows up. We're gonna talk about Stefpool's Circle of Destruction, greatest game on earth. It's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be explosions. There's gonna be shitty art. There's gonna be witty humor. It's gonna be so much fun. You guys are not gonna know what to do with yourselves. And you guys need to go check it out for sure. We are almost to 20 backers. We're one backer away from 20, which puts us 21 backers from getting those super sweet 2-inch pens with Steph, Wilson art, and art from that dumb shit, Russell. Shh, don't tell him I said that. He might get mad at me. But anyway, so I don't know where my guest went. We're gonna hang out here. Does anybody got any questions about the Stefpool project? Anybody want to just chit chat, hang out, have some fun, kick some trash cans over because that's what I'm good at. All kinds of crazy misbehavior. So I hope everybody's having a good week. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. And I don't know what's going on. What's up, Trish? How you doing tonight? Glad to see you in here. Trish is one of the coolest friends of Stefpool. Trish is making those pens up for the campaign with Brink and Fetch, the soon-to-be costume comic characters from Mike and Trish. Mike is doing all the writing, they're getting the art done up, and they're going to have this super sweet book launching soon. So check out Brink and Fetch. Keep that in your memory banks, because when you hear Brink and Fetch, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that Stefpool guy told me to check that out, because it's going to be badass. And it's going to be called Brink and Fetch, Just Want to Have Fun. That's right, my brain isn't totally rotten inside here. Oh, holy shit, it's Thomas Bishop. What's up, man? How you doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a great night. I don't know what happened to my guests. I messaged them and I haven't heard back from them. So we're just going to kick it and hang with Stefpool. I'm going to share this out real quick while y'all are getting in here. We're going to have some fun. Let's see, gonna make chocolate bombs for the holidays. Oh, man, I just made chocolate bombs 10 minutes ago. I took them to the Super Bowl. Because I'm Stefpool and I'm raunchy like that. Yeah. Chocolate bombs. You're a terrible person, Trish. How could you say something like that? All right, we're going to share this out right quick because we're just going to hang out. We're going to talk. Maybe the guests will show up and we'll. Oh, what's up, Codex Entertainment LLC? Oh, yeah, man, I'm working on that super sweet crossover. So Codex Entertainment LLC is a sponsor of Rush Explode Studios, and we're going to have a cross promotion. There's going to be a super sweet special card that only the people that back both Stefpool, Circle of Destruction, and Lily the Demoness, that's it, fired, VR XOXO. I was just reading the campaign update on Russell's phone about Lily the Demoness, so that's why that came out. But you guys got to check out VR XOXO live now from Codex Entertainment LLC. But like I said, there's going to be a super special move card that I'm working on. I've been drawing. I actually drew last night. Monday I was drawing, and then I fell asleep on my desk. And then my wife yelled at me for like 2 hours. And yeah, I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what's this desk doing here? Yeah, I got a little too comfortable. That's what happens when you have a bed desk. So, yeah. So last night I worked on some cards. If you guys didn't see it, go check out Russell's page. He got the Belial Not Safe for Work card drawn up. It's hilarious. We're going to add some more ding-dongs to it. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. What's up, Andre? LL, do you want to do a giveaway for a version of a 3-inch button for the backers or something? Ooh, we could do that. That'd be fun, too. But yeah, I'm drawing up a super sweet card. It's going to have a VR XOXO crossover. And it's going to be a special card that only the people that back both campaigns are going to get. So if you guys get me to that next stretch goal of 1,500 and we unlock 5 cards, you're not going to get 135 cards. You're going to get 136 cards because you're going to get that special VR XOXO move card that nobody else is going to get. 3 inches goes a long ways these days. I can turn the outhouse into a 3-inch button if you want. Oh my God, that would be hilarious. You know what, Trish? Let's do it. print up a couple of them. I don't know how many will fit on a sheet, but just do a sheet so you don't waste them. And we can give them away on Saturday. You know, we get everybody that pledges on Saturday. We get some more pledges. Somebody brings a friend in and pledges. We can do that as a 3-inch giveaway. You can get the Belial Ding Dong Outhouse. That's hilarious. Oh, man, I still haven't shared this out because we're having too much fun here. Oh, Stefpool, what are we going to do with you? Oh, sorry, guys, that was my alternate personality talking to me. He just kind of crept in out of nowhere. Don't know who he is or what he is. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. I found it. We're going to write a post. Stefpool Takeover, Part 2. Stefpool Takeover, right there. So yeah, I'm still waiting on the guests to show up. Let's see, I can 6 buttons per page. All right, cool. Do 6 3-inch buttons. Let's do that. I'll send you the image tonight. I'll send you a full res. I'm gonna add some more ding dongs to it because Chuck said there wasn't enough. So we're gonna make. Well, I think he was being sarcastic, but Stefpool doesn't take it that way. I'm gonna make him draw more ding dongs because it's just hilarious. And he would like a female to confirm that 3 inches goes a long way. So somebody could confirm that for Thomas. You know what? If the guest doesn't show up, does anybody want to just like join in? Trish, I can send you a link. We can just like totally take over the stream, and if the guest shows up, we'll just hang out with him too. I messaged him. I said, "Hey, man," and then like 10 minutes later, he said, "Hey," and I said, "Hey, you going to come into the show? The show's right now." So I don't know if he's going to come in or not. But if you guys want to hang out and chat for a few minutes, we can sure as hell do that. We can have some fun on here. We can turn it into Blastcast, like episode 5 3/4, or 6 7/8, or I don't know, something crazy like that. So just let me know if you guys want to come in and chat. Like I said, stuff happens. Maybe he had something come up. I don't know. I'm not going to hold anything against anybody. We just sit here and talk about me because Stefpool's all important. Or at least I think so. I don't know. The world revolves around Stefpool. All right, so we're going to share this to Comics More Chaos. There we go. Then we're going to share it to Comic Unity Online. We're going to bring some more, try to get some more people in here. Who wants to come in and chat with Stefpool? Come on, don't everybody volunteer at once. You knock them out tomorrow? Sweet. Thank you, Trish. You're the best. So we're still waiting for a female to confirm that 3 inches goes a long way. Got physical therapy, but can be on for an hour. All right, let's do it. Trish is getting the link. Who else wants to come on? Thomas, you going to come in here and talk some shit with Stefpool? You know you want to. Come on. While we're waiting around, I'm going to throw some more links in here. We got Roadkill Rampage. We got a crossover. And then we've got, like I said, VR XOXO. We got a crossover with that. Let's see, invite a guest, copy. All right, Trish, it's coming your way. I'm just going to send it to you anyway, Thomas, just because. All right. So, Trish, we're going to throw it in there, shabam, just like that. All right, there you go, Trish. Trish got the link. Thomas, you coming in here, man? We're just going to let Stefpool do all the interrogating today. There's Trishy McTrisherton. She still didn't change the name. I changed it the other day.
No, I left it like JW said it, so I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh, there he is. There's Ben. He's hopping in now. What's up, Ben? What happened to you, man? Did you get freaking hijacked by blonde assassins? Did they get screwed up in the head and they accidentally kidnapped you instead of the target? What the hell happened, dude?
That's a great story. Maybe I should have you as a ghostwriter.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like a red Ghost Rider. I'm Stefpool. Yeah.
Well, actually, I was getting this fascinating conversation with everybody that's part of my crew on the Kickstarter, at the same time I was coming off of not an audition, but a rehearsal for this Zoom play that I'm in out of New York City. So I got kind of caught up in that and lost track of time. Very sorry. I'll give you my full and utter attention now.
That's it, you're fired. Nobody back this man. He's a loser. No, I'm just kidding. Stefpool's a jackass.
Well,
Screw
since
that guy.
your real person's here, why don't I back out and be polite, and then afterwards, why don't you hit me up if you want to talk about your Kickstarter again?
All right, sounds good.
Or him. Okay, all right. Very cool. Well,
Hi, Trish.
Very cool. So how are you today, sir?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Like I said, just everything. A lot of balls in the air today. Oh, let me rephrase that. A lot of things going on.
Oh, a lot of balls in the air. Oh my gosh. Hold on. We got an image for that. A lot of
That's
balls
a foreign
in the air.
term where I come from.
All right, here we go. We got a lot of balls in the air. We got some blue balls in the air.
Got some blue balls.
Right there. 5 exploding blue balls. Yeah, that's right. That's the grading system from Harry Sachs from Blue Balls Reviews. See, here at Russ Explosive Studios, we just don't stick with one thing. You know, we've got the interviews, and then, you know, Harry Sachs comes on every once in a while, does reviews. He's been being really lazy lately because he's a loser too. Freaking slacker. We're gonna have to smack him around. I guess I'm gonna have to fire him. I mean, Stefpool is pretty cool. Maybe Stefpool can take his place, and you'd be like Stefpool's Blue Ball Reviews. We'll just get rid of Harry Sachs. You know, the Stefpool works for free. He just loves attention. He's an attention whore.
I love your energy, dude. I love it. It's awesome.
Thanks. I appreciate that. So here on Russ Explosive Studios, we do things a little different. I know you've been on a lot of shows. I know you've talked about the Blonde Assassin, but that's not what I'm all about here. What I'm all about here is, who is Ben Tinsley? How did Ben Tinsley get into comic books? When did you first get into comic books? And kind of hear the inspirations of how you led up to where you are now. So I want to kind of start out and find out, you know, when did you first get into comic books?
Before I could even read. I think I learned to read so I could understand this Three Stooges comic that ended up, it must have been Gold Key or something. But it was a Three Stooges comic, and I remember when I was learning to read, I couldn't tell the difference between Yes Ma'am and Yes Mom. I don't know why I thought ma'am looked like mom back then, but I did. And you know, but you know, I just was fascinated with it. Was like a direct feed into your brain. You know, it's like, without the book, I love books, but I mean, back then as a kid, it's like it was almost like video to me, because you know, it just short. You know, you just got the action right away, and it was just awesome. And although there wasn't a lot of action in that Three Stooges, but that was the one you said go to Ground Zero, and that was Ground Zero. But
man, I love the Three Stooges. So who's your we got to stop it right there. So out of all the Stooges, who is your favorite three when you're watching the shows? Is it Mo, Larry, and Curly, or do you like the original Curly?
I was always fascinated with the Curly Joe conundrum. You know, it's 1 minute he was that, then he was just Curly, then he was Shemp. You know, just like a Mighty Morphin stooge. You know, just every 5 minutes he changed, and I didn't see them in an order, so I didn't know who was first or who was second. So that slot is what I was most fascinated with.
No, who's on first? What's on second?
Actually, now you say that, that's me and my dad. We love that Abbott and Costello routine too, but that didn't have anything to do with comics. So
no, that's fine. You said that's who it wasn't who was on first, and
I know it's part of my DNA. I go right into it. It's but yeah, eventually, you know, I made my way to I always did read anything that was in front of me, like my sister's Archie comics. You know, I read all of them and pretended I didn't, but then later fessed up to it. Especially those tiny little digests that have like 1,000 Archie cartoons, and so there's always something to read. But Batman was first and foremost my serious hero. I mean, the Denny O'Neil stuff from the 70s. You know, I always adored him. You know, and I also liked the TV show, but I always felt like, you know, the real Batman was the one in the Denny O'Neil issues. So, you know, and it's, you know, then of course I wanted to be Batman. I mean, that, you know, everything in my life kind of came from wanting to be Batman. Well, that was before that. That was before the talk. I'm just talking about like the walk, having the secret cave, the kicking the butt of anyone who messes with you, always having a plan just win no matter who you're fighting, you know.
Yeah, everyone wants to be a multi-millionaire and not have responsibilities and, you know, be a crime fighter, take out the
Well,
bad
I mean,
guys,
that's
right?
comic books for me. That's escapism. That's another thing. Escapism was great because I had ADHD as a kid, and life was kind of hard, especially in school. And I would escape to the comic book world in my head and reading. Always there. They were my friends.
So at what point did you decide that, hey, I'm gonna get into comic books and I want to make comics? So like what point did you get to that?
Okay. Always wanted to, but I guess I was in junior college studying acting when I did my own comic book. I mean, I drew it myself and I wrote it, created a universe based around this superhero named Drew. And I would make them and I'd Xerox them and then I'd go sell them down at the head shop and no one would buy them except one guy, the who reviewed it and said it was shit. So, okay. Then my parents talked me into changing my major so that I could get a career that I wouldn't starve at. So I went into English and journalism, became a journalist for
Isn't that
30
what
years.
they all tell us? Everybody has that, you know. Why don't you get a real job?
Yeah, they did it, but it was kind of scary because I was on the cusp of manhood, and I went into that. I became a journalist for 30 years. Learned all about grammar and reporting, and which helped me in my writing, my comic book writing. But I didn't really dive full-fledged into modern day published until my son Jake, who was 12 at the time, started pressuring me to create a comic book with him to get published. So my dad died and he was really sad about it. So we kind of channeled his grief into a character. Well, thank you. Channeled his grief and my grief into a character named Night Owl. And I poured all of the universe that I created for Drew into Night Owl, and Jake and I started doing a comic strip online once a month. And then about a couple of months later, we debuted our comic book. And from then on, we self-published, and we published so much we stopped self-publishing because we were now, an official publisher. And then I stopped it because Jason Doobie asked me and Jake to come on board and write for him, which we did. So we took all our properties with us, and we're loving every bit of it. Still reading as many comics as humanly possible. Try not to be an old man about, they did it better in my day, kind of stuff, and respect all the changes that the millennials are putting on Batman and the defunding bullshit, and still trying to hold on to that Batman idea I had when I was 19 that I would still write to this day. And is this anywhere approaching an answer to your question?
Yeah, no, it's great. I love hearing the backstory because that's kind of what we're about here is finding out the backstory. Everybody can go and check out the Kickstarter. Everybody can, meet you at a con and get a signature, but nobody ever gets a chance to find out more about the creators. What are they into? How did they get into comics? Where was their start in comics? What their favorite character was growing up. And that's, the kind of stuff that I like to talk about because, I feel it's more personal. That's why, I like Kickstarter over Indiegogo, kind of sort of thing. Kickstarter is very personal. You get more of a personalization about the writers and the creators,
Sure.
Whereas Indiegogo is just like basically an online store.
My comic books and my film acting, they kind of loop into, and my singing, they all kind of loop together from the same energy. I pull the same energy from them. But the Night Owl character I told you about, who's probably our most well-publicized character, I got Jake on the Today Show 10 years ago. That character we're trying to put together a small film to ourselves to promote it. And my second son, Camden, who is exactly Night Owl's age, is going to play that Night Owl character. So I've got both of my sons involved in this in one way or the other. So
that's awesome. That's really cool to hear. So how did you come up with the idea for the Blonde Assassin? Let's move to, to your current project right now. How did the idea of the Blonde Assassin come to be? So
basically I had, the stuff from the Drew stuff that I told you I poured into the Night Owl. The Night Owl became its own universe, and he created two fringe characters. One of them was called Blue Blazer, who basically is Night Owl's father in disguise, protecting him because he's only 12 years old. kind of like a Eraser X kind of a character, and Blue Blaze, you know, so he's technically kind of sort of Night Owl's partner, but Night Owl doesn't know who he is. He's just this strange blue guy that shows up and fights with him. But Blue Blazer has am I off? I think I.
No, you're still here. I'm gonna show off the art while you're talking about the Blunt Assassin. I always try to bring it up and show off the art so everybody can see what you're talking about.
Sure. Anyway, the blue guy, Blue Blazer, who's goes by Ray, turns out he works for the CIA for his best pal from childhood, whose name is Shane De La Vega, or El Diablo, who's a former mob assassin who joined the CIA and got a pardon to do so during 9/11 when they needed guys who could kill terrorists really well, and all of his skill set translated very well into espionage. And so I had the two of them, and I had this great, this El Diablo is going to be El Diablo is this great adventure. I'm thinking, something's missing here because these guys are great characters, but I don't maybe they're just Fonzie couldn't carry his own book. He needs somebody to bounce off of, and so I created Surrender for that purpose. And the more I created her, the more it made sense to have her just be just like the best at fighting, best at thinking, the best at leading. And, all my artists that have encountered her, really sex pot her up, but I'm thinking about her just strategery, her mind. She's kind of like Dr. Doom or Captain America, just always has a plan going in her head. How does she get out of this room? How does she fight this guy, but really want to fight this guy? Is she going to have to sleep with this guy to kill this guy? Just always thinking. And El Diablo is there. And he, in the first issue, you just kind of get a hint of him and Ray, the Blue Blazer. But in issue 2, you kind of get their team dynamic because they're, the Blood Assassin is a team book, and it's got all three of them. I mean, Surrender's definitely leading and has the lead role, but there's a bond between the three of them, and lots of, I say strategery because of that SNL skit, but lots of good strategery. And when you get the three of them together, it's like the opposite of what you want, because something's gonna explode, someone's gonna die, but they'll get their objective met. So
I'm surprised to see you got this Steph Wilson chick on board. She does some pretty good art.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a guy, but okay. He's awesome.
No, it really is a guy. It's a joke.
Oh, I know. I was trying to.
So there it is, right there. We got Steph Wilson. There she is, right there. Leave it for the colorist.
And, I just didn't want him to think that I actually believed you. He's been great. He's been very supportive. Very upfront. I've actually, when first trying to get artists, like back 13 years ago, I ran into a lot of hucksters, a lot of assholes who were just trying to get money and not do work. But that's when I met Jason Doobie. I kind of started working with the gentleman of the art set, and Jason introduced me to another gentleman. That's Steph. Just very professional. And actually, it may have been Phil that introduced me to Steph. But anyway, he's one of the gentlemen of the industry. And, I didn't try to, just very supportive. Art is just crazy good. And, he's very well known. I mean, he clawed his way up on his own. He's a self-made man. And I got a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, Steph's a good dude. Steph's a good dude.
It's, oh, look, that little thing I mail stuff in. But yeah.
Yes, the thing that everyone should mail stuff in.
Very cool.
Definitely.
Very cool.
And you know what? A trick of the trade. Maybe you didn't know it. I'd like to share it with everybody. 80% of the time, if you put it in one of those 17-cent poly bags and send it as a poly bag instead of a cardboard box or mailer, it's like $3 cheaper. Just keep that in mind. That's how I ship some of my stuff. I check it on Pirate Ship between what it would be as a box and what it would be as a poly bag, and sometimes it goes from $8 to like $5 or $4. So there's a way you can save a little bit of money on shipping, and it's still in a Gemini. So,
can I share a secret with you?
What's that?
Can I share a secret with you?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's not anything dirty.
I don't care. This is my show, man. I give zero fucks. Like it could be dirty. We have fun on here, man. This is you, be yourself. So what's up? Tell me all about it.
If I'm really in this to promote the brand more so than making money, I want to get the blonde assassin and the character noticed by the masses as much as possible. And you know, all the money that we make after I get all up printed and sent and I pay off everyone I'm supposed to pay off, it's going right back into production for the next issues.
Exactly. And that's why I try to save every creator money, because just like with me, with Xenonite Titan, you know, when I produce this, you know, me saving that $3 or $4 a book gives me more money to put into book 2 for art, for the cover, for editing, because, you know, production isn't cheap, and you want to get the best production value in each book. You want to step it up. You know, you start out here and then you start working way up to bigger and better stuff. And so every little bit helps. And, you know, running Kickstarters isn't easy, you know, especially doing the first one. A lot of creators go in the hole, like me and, you know, several others. You miscalculate, shipping goes up, you know, mishaps happen, or the place you're going to order from ends up, you know, they were shut down, so you had to order from somewhere else that was twice as expensive. You know, there's a lot of thought and process that goes into Kickstarter. So every little bit that you can save here and there is definitely
I'm fully aware that it's not over until it's absolutely over, until that last thing is mailed and they accept the money. And I'm not spending a single bit of profit money until everything, because I'm just going to prepare for everything to go tits up just in case.
Yeah,
And
you always got to hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
exactly, you know. And in a perfect world, I'd take Jake, my son, my writing partner, who's now 26, and we would just write. We would write, and we'd have someone else do all the work on publishing it and selling it. I would just write more and create more. That's my perfect world. But right now, it's not a world I live in. So Jake and I are, you know,
That's your long-term goal. Your long-term goal is your long-term goal is to write, let someone else produce the product for you and publish and get it out there. Yeah, exactly. No, I get it. You know, the more it's hard because, you know, people don't understand the concept of the work. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people don't understand the concept of, you know, trying to do the writing, get the art together, get the stretch goals, and do this stuff, and be working on book 2 while you're doing this. And, you know, like me, I work a full-time job. I write a book. Now I've got a card game on Kickstarter. I'm always busy, and I do these interview shows and stuff. So I'm always super busy with everything. It's hard to find time. So eventually, a perfect world for creators is to get to that point where you can do what you love and let someone else deal with the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a headache. It really is. You're just like, oh, one of these days I'm going to get working on the next book because I got to deal with this. I got to put this fire on.
I watch these millennial writers, you know, who are lucky enough to get on a DC or Marvel title, say, I want to get back to what do they call it when you're on our level, indies. I want to get back to my indies. I'm like, dude, you couldn't handle indies because you got to do all your shit, you know. You
can't just write a few pages and turn it in.
Yeah, I mean, is there a level of indies where someone does all your heavy lifting for you, like at Marvel or DC? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm once I'm away from indies and I'm at a level where people want to read what Jake and I are writing, my indies will get a fond farewell. I'll send everybody chocolates and I'll never darken it again. I say that, but I probably will. You know, it's just it's so much work, but I love it.
So I'll have that link in there, everybody, for you guys that are listening about Blonde Assassin, and you guys seeing the artwork. There's the link on all the channels there. You guys go check that out. So I want to shift gears again and talk a little bit more about you. So outside of writing comics and reading comics, what are some of your hobbies that you like to do?
Well, I'm a film actor. It's I have my career is 3-tiered. It's all equal. The comic book writing is and publishing. I just say writing, just that encompasses everything about comic books, film acting, and singing, and they're all on tiers. You know, I'm chasing after my Screen Actors Guild card, which would get me on another level for acting. But I've been in about over 30 film productions over the past couple of years. I left journalism after 30 years, about 3 years ago, to chase after film acting full time, which I've done. And you know, I'm in a movie right now on HBO Max and HBO called America. I play a immigration attorney. I've got 2 awesome scenes with dialogue, and I talked to the 2 main people in the movie, and I've got numerous others, but that was the most high profile one. So I guess that's what counts as a hobby, if you mean not talking about comic books. So and
but it sounds like you spend all your time working, because you write comics, you act, and you sing. So what about the singing aspect?
Well, I'm in a choir called the Texas State Men and Boys Choir, but I also do a lot of rock stuff. There's a website that you can do your own music and post it, and I have a lot of that there. I like a range of old 60s stuff all the way through today. When I'm on a movie that's right now I'm not Screen Actors Guild, so I can do stuff like offer to sing on the soundtrack of somebody's movie, and every chance I get, I do voiceover stuff, I do singing stuff. Just, hey, you get this for free, why don't I sing this? And so I'll be doing that a lot until I don't want to be like a pop star, but I do want to like have regular albums when I get up to that level. But right now I was classically trained as a kid. I was in the Texas Boys Choir. We toured around the country, performed, got on TV, that kind of a thing. That was in the 70s. And that was probably my introduction to stage stuff. And I've been in several musicals, and, so I consider that the acting thing is something that kind of comes along, and it can be used in any part of my life. So
what's your favorite musical?
Probably, I don't know, I guess I'm supposed to say a chorus line, because that's like the generic, or Annie. But I guess Annie, because I like Daddy Warbucks singing. And I actually have a sample of me singing that, or I had a sample of a song on my my Backstage account. So which is, actors go to Backstage to post all their tapes and stuff, and they also can see the movie parts coming up and apply for them online. And so I have a little snippet of me singing on there. So
Phil wants to know if we're doing a stretch goal where you sing when you hit 100 backers.
Phil likes to pull shit on me without telling me first.
Well, see, I was told
kidding.
you were going to do something a cappella for us tonight. I mean, he said, you had a 5-minute bit lined up that you were going to sing for us. I'm ready when you are.
Okay. At this instant, huh? All right. Fly me to the moon. I want to play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love. Fuck you, Phil. All right.
I'm just kidding. He didn't really tell me that. I just made that shit up.
Oh, I take the fuck you back, Phil.
Yeah. Oh man, Phil's probably cracking up right now because I just made you sing because you really thought Phil's hey man, he's gonna sing for you. I just had to fuck with you, man.
All right, but no stripping. I've got a strict nudity policy.
Oh, I don't. We strip for backers. It happened on Chuck Pino and Sean Barber's show. I totally stripped for backers. Somebody was like, I'm not backing until I see some skin. So Sean was the first one, and then Chuck, and what are you waiting for, fucker? You need to take your clothes off too. So yeah, there was an episode where we were all nude. Well, from the bottoms up. I mean, I'm not wearing pants anyway, so if I take my shirt off, I'm fully nude. This is Pantsless Studios. So,
okay, that's great. I did want to tell you that recently I've been practicing playing with some Culture Club tunes because, believe it or not, Boy George is an amazing soul singer, and he kind of covers it with a pop beat, but it's his voice is crazy awesome. And I posted some of that on my TikTok account, and you know, just stuff like that. You know, if I'm not near a studio, if I'm not near you know, someone with the guitar, I just acapella it on TikTok.
So what are some of the other, like, do you like watching movies or anything like that? You got a favorite movie you like to watch? Like, what's your go-to movie?
Godfather, obviously.
Godfather, hell yeah.
Godfather, Dark Knight. The Godfather, which is the Godfather of superhero movies. So that's, but yeah, Godfather. That's just, I just can't get enough of that. It's so rich. The performances are so amazing.
Goodfellas is awesome too. That's one of my favorites. And the only reason that like that one always sticks out in my mind as one of my favorites is because of the scene where he's standing through the sunroof with a rocket launcher and they just blow up that car. Because I mean, it is Russ Explode Studio, so like that was super sweet. I watched that scene like 800 times. It's like, yeah, he straight blew shit up.
Speaking of cool mob stuff, I'm actually part of this series on BTV. They've got like the initial pilot out, but the second or actually first regular episode that's got a lot of me in it is coming out pretty soon. But it's called A Family Thing. It's directed by Mark Rios, who's a Metroplex area actor, director, a real good guy. And that's out there. And the other part is coming out pretty soon. So I play a guy named Benny Fewwords, and I'm like the I'm like the boss's fixer and his CPA, and you know, it's fun, man. It's so fun to play a mob guy, you know, especially an Italian one. It's crazy good. It's fun, and you get this feeling you're continuing in this great tradition of actors, you know, because the best stuff is the mob stuff. I mean, let's face it. You know, even Shakespeare's got mob stuff in it. You know, I mean, it's crazy. So
have you watched any of Peaky Blinders?
You know, I'm waiting. I'm for some reason I'm waiting. I'm gonna binge it.
Hey, you're talking to binge master. We did not watch Breaking Bad until all of it came out, and so like, well, all the way up until like I think it was season 5. So like we finished season 4, and like, you know, season 4 it was like gut wrenching because they kept showing this fucking swimming pool with like pieces of stuff in it, and like every episode it would show like more and more stuff that had fallen from the sky. And so you know, then we had to wait for the season 5 to come out, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna kill me. So yeah, I don't have the time to dedicate to like one night a week watch a show as it comes out. And so that's like, you know, The Mandalorian. I wait until, you know, there's a few episodes out so I can like watch a few, and then the next time I have time, there's a few more out.
I'm waiting to binge The Mandalorian too. I just, all I know about The Mandalorian, having deliberately not watched it, is just what I read in the news, the entertainment news, which isn't really news. Most of it's speculation, but you know what I mean. Uh-oh, Stefpool's back.
Yeah, that's right. Stefpool's still here, man. All right, so he's want to know where Stefpool goes, so we can have Stefpool do the rest of the interview. Why not, right? It's fun. So, sure. Mr. Tinsley, what kind of projects do you have going on after the Blonde Assassin? So do you have anything else up your sleeve that you're pitching around to come out with next?
Yeah, well, I'm not pitching it around because I've targeted it for my next Kickstarter, but I've got issue 3 of the Blonde Assassin, which is I'd say 3/4 done. I've got a new horror. I can't wrap my mouth around it. A new horror title called Djinn Stalkers: The Exorcism Chronicles, which has just got every bit of scary shit that's ever scared me from a movie, a comic book, or my grandmother's mouth. Then also my son Jake, who's my writing partner, has his own title. It's called Alternative Narratives, which is kind of a alternate Earth, multiverse stuff plus the X-Files kind of a comic that's really cool. And he's using a character or two from the Blonde Assassin in his comic too. So I've given him permission for that. So he's going to blow you away with that. And I think also in that comic, we're going to have an adventure from Night Owl, the character that he and I started off with. So, and as soon as I get my Kickstarter done and everybody's paid, and, and the sky doesn't crash, putting all my profit money directly into that. And then once we get that finished, we're coming right back to Kickstarter. Only it'll be a 3-fer.
Oh man, a 3-fer, sweet.
And a 3-fer plus a trade paperback of issues 1 through 3 of The Blonde Assassin.
See, Phil and I were talking, Stefpool hit him up and said, we need to bring back that book that you drew way back when, that the guy said was shit. He probably used it for rolling papers because, he was at the head shop and they may have been out of them. That maybe I bought the book and he rolled that shit and smoked it. But,
I don't have any copies of it, but I did write panel for panel it down, and I have it recorded because I have intentions to use it as canon at some point. It's either going to be an alternate universe canon, or I'm going to find a way to work it into the Tinsley Boys universe, which used to be the Wham Bang Comics universe, but it's just everyone in our little, universe. Jake and mine, Tinsley Boys. And
And I wanted to go back to what Trisha said. Stefpool's super sad that The Mandalorian was done too, and they're going to the Book of Boba because, I think Boba Fett, pretty much for the most part, we know what happened, from the new first set of movies for 1 through 3, and then, when they cloned him and all that stuff, and then he got eaten, and the end. So I'm kind of bummed they're doing the Book of Boba too because he's more of a bad guy. I mean, I know he's a freaking bounty hunter. He's doing his job and stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. We may be pleasantly surprised. I don't know.
The 3 new Star Wars movies from Disney or whatever. I came out of I didn't like the first one so much that I remember getting drunk during it, because you could order beer during those things because I just didn't like it.
Those are the best theaters ever. You got the reclining chair and they bring you beer and you just kick back and you wake up and you're like, holy shit, is the movie over? Thank God, that was a piece of garbage.
Yeah. So I can say I sat through the movie, but I didn't have to watch it. So I didn't like it that much. What really pissed me off is that, Luke didn't even get shown to the very end. Then I hated the second one. First, I hated it because the director obviously changed whatever the hell was going on between Luke and what's her name into something. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But I got really, actually, I was there at that movie with my choir mates because we were asked to sing Duel of the Fates up front before it began, and we did, and we sat down. And then I remember watching the movie, and it was that part where they mutinied the ship, where Poe and all those guys mutinied the ship. And I was just so angry because I'm like, who are you people? What are you doing? Why is this called Star Wars? It's not Star Wars. What the hell is going on? I hate you. And then the last movie, I just wanted to go on a killing spree. I'm just like, what the hell happened to Star? I was the guy. The first Star Wars, I had to be talking to sing it because I didn't know what Star Wars was, and I had a habit of rejecting movies my dad wanted to go see with me. And I said, "Come on, Dad, I don't want to see that." He goes, "Oh, come on, Ben, you'll like it." So we went, and of course, I fell in love. Actually, I didn't really fall in love till the second one, but so I was there. I had to be won over by the greatness of Star Wars, and I initially hated the second round, but then I liked it retroactively because of how bad the third round was, and the third round just, what the hell? So yeah, the other stuff they're doing off of movie, please be awesome again.
Yeah, and you know what? Out of all the newer movies, the only one that was really good for me was Rebel One. That one was really good.
Yes,
that was awesome great because it was all about the story, and it was something. The fourth movie starts out, they've got the Death Star plans, and we don't really ever find out how they got them. So the story was pretty good. And then, all the action was at the end. It was just like this massive battle scene. They freaking ram the Hammerhead into the shield and take the shield out. It was just crazy shit, explosions everywhere, ships shooting at each other. It was awesome. Like the whole movie, it's just this build up for this massive scene at the end, and then they sacrificed themselves.
It gave me hope that maybe the next two movies were going to be okay. But you know what I like better than any of those three? Not including, the one you just mentioned. it was this thing I saw online of Darth Vader versus Batman, and it's a big fight.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
when they're
that.
on the Death Star, yeah, and Batman flies in. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
All the feels from that, all the feels. So, watch that, Disney. Do that. And, well, you can't get Batman, I guess, but you get Captain America. You get Captain America on the Death Star.
Yeah. No, wait, Spider-Man Space, Spider-Man versus Darth Vader. Like, Spider-Man shooting him with sticky shit, and then, like, Darth Vader's using the Force and like, take your webs back, little boy.
I mean, yeah, just get someone that we love to do that with Darth Vader. That'd be cool. But I just, it's like it seemed like every decision that they should have leaned into, they made a decision. Okay, here's Darth Vader's grandson. He's going to be badder than bad. He worships Darth Vader like a god. That went away. Rey. Here's Rey. She just learned. She's a savant. She learns all about being a Jedi. Never trained, not technically. Maybe 5 minutes with whiny Luke. It makes no sense. Everything we loved about Star Wars was gone, and they made sure that they killed Han off in the first movie, which, yeah.
So Thomas, they didn't cancel The Mandalorian. The next series in The Mandalorian is the Book of Boba, and I don't think that they'll ever go back and revisit The Mandalorian. We don't know what they have up their sleeve, but as far as what they say, the story of The Mandalorian is over, and as we move into the Book of Boba, which is what is coming out next.
Is Happy Hogan still directing that?
I have no idea. I haven't been paying attention to any of it because they changed so much. I mean, that's like with The Mandalorian, they had different people writing each episode, and it was just, I think it was insane.
I meant Jon Favreau, who played Happy Hogan, because I mean, people are saying he's the savior of the universe now that the 3 movies have gone down the shitter.
So yeah, there you go. Trisha says season 3 is being released in December and is rumored to be the final season. So there you go. They will not.
That's when I'll start watching it. Everybody I know who's watching it is just got high hopes. I mean, hate the movies, love The Mandalorian.
What's up, Jonathan? Sci-Fi says, "Hey brother, what's up?" And he says, "Book looks great, Ben. How you doing, Jonathan? Hope you're doing well, buddy."
Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate it.
And Thomas said, "Okay, well, as long as they don't act after what we've already seen."
Yeah, no retroactive shit.
Yeah, for real. You know what drove me crazy the most about The Mandalorian, though? I'm sorry, I know we've totally derailed, but what drove me nuts is like watching each episode, and at the end they had like the what's the word on, like, damn it, wow, my brain just fucking.
Well, when you say drove me nuts, I think
concept.
Yar, he drove me nuts to the store. Yar, yar.
He drove me nuts. So it was the concept art. So the concept art in a lot of the episodes at the very end when they were showing the credits, there was the concept art. Like for the robots on the prison ship, the concept art looked way better than the fucking robots that they had in the episode.
Isn't that bad? Isn't that just
I'm like,
a sad thing?
Why didn't they use these? These are badass. The ones in the fucking actual episode were lame as hell.
I thought the first thing that J.J. Abrams would do would be to write a Bible for all 3 movies as an ongoing story, and then religiously make sure everyone adheres to it. But no, I mean, it's like a stoner did it. Yeah, I think we'll do this movie, and then you can like do that movie. Do your thing. Not thinking that he would do his thing. I think I'll write a really sucky movie and destroy these characters. Sorry. A lot of venting going on here. I just
a lot of venting, man. Hey, man, it's healthy to get it out. We're having healthy conversation. We're venting our frustrations, and we're talking about things that irk us. And then people will be like, "Oh, good. These people will never do that because that sucks," right? Right?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna have to agree with you because I guess that's the problem of getting involved in multiple creator projects, because when you turn you get something awesome, or more likely you get dog shit, because the person after you has no obligation to respect what you did and might not want to, so keep your hands on your prize. I mean,
yeah,
if you sell something like you know, if you develop a character and you sell it, just never watch it again, never see it again, because just count your money, because whatever they do is gonna suck dog dicks. I mean, it really is. So
you like to read it all?
Read
Books?
oh, read at all? Yeah, of course. English major, dude.
So what were some of your favorite books?
Well, the Blonde Assassin. I don't know why I nearly said that's not a book yet. Now, Three Musketeers, Rumblefish by S.E. Hinton. Just naming some stuff that really affected me. Catcher in the Rye. That was a great one. Kind of reminded me of me. A lot of S.E. Hinton. I read the crap out of S.E. Hinton when I was a kid and an adult. That's some good stuff. I remember when what's his name with X-Men, Chris Claremont, when he came up with a storyline that involved the Divine Comedy, I went and I made myself read the Divine Comedy, all 3 books. Took a long ass time, and I still not sure what I read because it's so convoluted. But so I go a long ways for my comic book stuff. It's it means a lot to me. It's but let's see what else. Off the current market, I haven't read anything that really caught my eye. I kind of poke in and out and see what's on the bestsellers list, but I remember specifically going after that 1963 book that Stephen King wrote and read in its original version. I loved it, but what the name of the Netflix version of it. No, not Netflix. Hulu. The Hulu version of it. They took a lot of liberties and didn't really like that as much. But I just loved the idea of going back in time and time fighting back against you, saying, no, you don't belong here, trying to push you out. And that's amazing. I mean, time itself is a living construct. I mean, that's some shit, And, I made the mistake of not reading Dune when I should have. So now that I saw how awesome that new movie is, I'm going to go back and read it like a good boy. And I'm probably missing something.
I'm really interested to see the new Dune movie because, I love the older movie and I'm really interested to see what they do with it. I mean, I know from watching some of the trailers that they did, a year ago, they were doing it scene by scene and they were showing, here's the scene from the old movie, here's the scene from the new movie. And they pretty much lined up.
That kid who plays the lead, who the character that what's his name played in the old movie, I haven't memorized his name, but that kid, he looks like he's 14, but oh my God, he can act. He's got this presence that just scorches the screen. I mean, because he's got some dead time on it a couple of times, and in less capable hands, it would look really lame. Kid, he kills it. He's an amazing actor, and of course, Spider-Man's girlfriend. I forget her name again. The one named.
Jane.
Yeah, no. I mean, is the actor who played.
Oh, the actor.
His new girlfriend in the new Spider-Man movies, who is Zendaya, is in that movie too. And a lot of people were bitching that she doesn't have a lot of screen time, but the screen time she has, they don't understand that you're being set up for the second movie. She's teasing and kind of floating around like a ghost in that one because that next movie she's going to crush it because she has a much meatier role in that. And they're thinking long game, long term. And
so Thomas has it for us. He said Kyle MacLachlan in the David Lynch movie and Timothy Chalamet in the new movie.
Well, Timothy, oh my God, that kid, I was just unprepared for him being that good. I mean, I mean, if you've ever seen really horrible acting, this is like the exact diametric opposite of that. Like on a Kinsey scale without sexuality on it, you have Sucky and Timothy's acting. So it's great.
That's awesome. And that makes me more excited to see it because I'm pretty amped about it, but I won't go to the theaters to see it. I don't have time in my schedule.
You don't have HBO Max?
I have HBO Max.
You do? You can watch it on HBO Max for free, and you can watch America, which I'm in, for free as well.
So Dune's on HBO Max. Shit, I'm watching that this weekend. I don't think I have anything going on.
Is it HBO Max? It's HBO Max. Yeah.
Oh, if it is, that's awesome. I don't know. The last one I watched on HBO Max was Mortal Kombat, and I was severely disappointed.
Well, what was the one I saw? I saw the prequel for the Sopranos, the Many Saints of Newark, which I love.
I lied. I watched the Birds of Prey and whatever the hell the other movie was with Harley Quinn.
You know the Black Canary chick who was also in God that amazing African American based horror show that we're not sure is going to have another season. It was that. My brain is just killing me. Anyway, she played the character.
It's been that kind of a day for me. I was 4 hours late to work this morning, so like I'm still in a different dimension.
Is it Julie? Anyway, she was so good in that latter one. You know, where she plays, I guess, basically a woman
Lovecraft
caught up
Country.
in a. Yeah, love there. Thank you. In Lovecraft Country, she plays this amazing woman who's just caught up in all these bizarre circumstances that just turn out to be supernatural. She played Black Canary in that movie you just saw, and they're going to base the new Black Canary movie on her, and they should, because she is going to win an Oscar. Maybe not with this one, but she's going to win an Oscar because she's awesome. So you got to. Lovecraft Country is like, you know, future Oscar winners, and I guess, you know, that poor guy that died, he's not going to get his Oscar, but everyone else probably will. So it's Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country. Toy boat. You just have to not get tongue-tied. That's a big...
Yeah, not get tongue-tied. It's easy to do. You know, you're trying to get all that information out of your brain. Sometimes your brain moves faster than your mouth, and it comes out.
Exactly. It's a kryptonite for actors. Yeah. They tell you that saying toy boat exercises all the right muscles in your mouth to get your mouth aligned with your brain. Toy boat. So
there you go. There's the name. I don't even know how to pronounce.
Juicy Pluckett.
Beautiful, Smollett.
Gorgeous. Smollett. Journey Smollett. Watch her. In addition to being devastatingly, achingly beautiful, she is devastatingly, achingly talented. And, you know, she could play Black Canary in one show, and she could play this woman from the 50s in the other one who's got these crazy circumstances going on and Lovecraft Country. So watch her. I'm going to make a habit. I vow right now, when I run across actors that I know are going to be big, I'm going to just tell everybody around me. So, because I love it. I love drama. I do.
Yeah, I wish my kid was check that out.
Jake would tell you some stuff.
Man, I've been so excited about doing. I had no idea it was on HBO Max. It makes me excited. I'm definitely gonna watch that this weekend. I'm gonna crank it up, and I'm gonna freaking love the shit out of it, because maybe I'll watch the old one. You know,
they crammed it all in one movie. They crammed it all in. They divided it in half, and they let it breathe. And it's a lot of time spent, but you'll blink and it'll be over, because that's how good it is. It just like a good movie just sucks you in, man. It's
that's great. And what you were talking about earlier about the Hulu version not being as good. So my favorite author is Brian Jakes. I love the Redwall series. It's absolutely a beautiful series. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's anthropomorphic animals, and they live in this abbey, and they go on these adventures. And you know, it's kind of an adult, kind of a young adult book. If you're an adult and you read it, you pick up on a lot more stuff you don't as a younger adult. And it was really cool how you fit in poems and recipes and stuff for the actual foods that they ate in there.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
But Netflix picked it up, and they're going to do the movie Martin the Warrior. And I am so amped about it, because at one point, I'm like, they got to do this movie justice, because Brian Jakes passed away several years ago. I think it was probably like 07, 08. And so he his last few books, unfortunately, he never got to finish the last ones. But yeah, both films are in HBO Max, the original and the new. Awesome. Well, I have the original one. I
didn't know about the original. Thank you, whoever you were.
Thomas said that. And but yeah, so they're gonna do Martin the Warrior, and they're gonna do a animated series, or I don't know if they're talking back and forth between a animated series and a lifelike series. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with it, but I'm pretty amped about it. And at the same time, I'm really like scared, because I don't want them to screw it up, because that's like that was my escape, you know, in high school, and you know, in college. It was reading his books, and I mean, it was just great because you could get out of your head, you could get into the book, you never knew what was going to happen. They just went on these adventures, and you were just along for the ride, and they didn't always end good. And that's what I love. A real good writer, doesn't always make a happy ending, because not everything's a happy ending. I know a lot
No,
of
it's
people got
not.
pissed off about some of the stuff that happens in this book, but I write in the style that I like, and that's the style that I like with Brian Jakes. Is he wrote in the style of what happens had to happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's how life is. There's ups and there's downs, and not everything's uh, not everything's always good.
You know it, said that person.
Yeah, it said Megan.
Let me ask you something. Now we're talking about HBO Max. Are you keeping up on the Titans show?
Dude. she's going on a rant. She's talking about how stuff in the book happened. She said, it made me mad. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
No, I like, in all sincerity, I do not watch TV like ever. Like I said, I do the shows. I usually do Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday. The reason I've been booking Wednesday and I'm booked Friday and I'm booked a couple of days next week is because I have blackout dates for the rest of the month because we're going on vacation for my wife's birthday. But that,
wow,
and
you
like people
schedule
that,
your blackouts, man. My blackouts are so spontaneous that I have to make sure there's no knives around when it happens. But other than that,
yeah, I scheduled my blackouts. It's going to happen. I'm going to black out here and I'm just going to forget, for this whole week that anything happened. But so I have
people end up
blackout dates.
pregnant that shouldn't be pregnant. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah. Speaking of which, but anyway, so I see that she'll get a laugh out of that. But yeah, I don't ever really get time to watch TV.
If this were like a drama show and you were interviewing me about my acting career, I would tell you that the thing I really want most of all right now is to get a recurring roles in those Hallmark films, the ones with the really sappy ones where they have happy endings and it's really improbable, because actually two of my ex-wives and a whole bunch of people I know watch those, and I just want to pop up as the male protagonist in one or two of those, well, maybe three. That's my big goal, to get cast in a Hallmark film. If someone called me right now and said, I'll give you 27 cents and a slap on the butt if you're in my Hallmark show, I would say, okay. So
let's do it. What if it was only 25 cents? Would you still do it?
I'd still do it. I do it I can't do it. I mean, I got to get ready for when I get my SAG card. So I can't work for free, but maybe 1 cent. I go 1 cent and a slap on the ass.
1 cent and a slap on the ass, and you do it. But yeah, no, going back to it, I don't really watch much TV because I do the show Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday. I do Blastcast Wednesday nights. I have slated to do Blue Balls reviews, but I haven't been doing it because I'm super busy. Book 2 got put on indefinite hold because my wife and kids got hit head on by a drunk driver that didn't have insurance. And so
shit, are they all right?
they kind of, yeah,
are they all right?
They're doing okay. Yeah, they're doing fine. But
I'm so sorry. That's messed up.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And then my health's not doing too good. I've got 5 blown discs in my back from me getting hit last year, so I've been dealing with that. And there's just been so much crazy shit in between, doing the shows, trying to bring people on and talk about their inspirations and their projects, and how they got to where they're at. And then so now book 2 is back in full swing for February because I sold off some of my key books. We drove to Florida round trip. Oh my God, I'm never doing that again. It was 41 hours in the car with a 5 and a 6-year-old. But the book is my dream project, and it means more to me than anything. And so I made some sacrifices to make it happen and keep the train rolling. But
you got to do it, man.
Busy. I'm just busy. I got the books I'm writing, and I've got the artist. I'm getting a commission. And then I got the card game I'm working on. I'm drawing cards up for that and reaching out to creators, seeing if they want their character to be included in the card game with their links. I'm trying to help out other creators get their stuff seen. Because, I mean, if you buy a card game and your friends come over and play, all those people see those links and the stuff on the card, then they might be like, oh, that's funny as fuck. I want to buy that. Oh, there's a link at the bottom. I don't know. It's just an idea. I'm trying it, and, maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll flop on its ass. But, I think it's a step in the right direction because it's all about community.
Well, you're the one who's working instead of sleeping, man. I mean, shit, you're killing it. I mean, you're killing it professionally, but I mean, you're killing it. You're burning the candle on multiple ends. That's
yeah, on multiple ends. Plus, I work like 50 to 60 hours a week at my normal job. I don't know what keeps me going, but you know, I keep rolling. So he threw the link back in there. So you guys definitely check that out. But yeah, so no, I don't watch much TV. So what about Titans?
what
I
about
haven't seen any of it.
well, Titans is kind of a conundrum because on one hand, the characters are so true to what we know personally. Like, okay, there's a lot of weird turns. Like Robin's hyper violent, but he's like hyper violent in the same way that that Batman in the Dark Knight was hyper violent. I mean, he kills it as a fighter, and it's like the first official Robin we see, and then he becomes a version of Nightwing that is very much to the Nightwing we know. And the decisions they make for each character are so interesting and so amazing that it's kind of hard to notice it at first that the writing is utter shit. But the characters are so stellar, and the acting is so amazing that it's hard to come to terms with the fact that the writers are on crack. I mean, just they do really like. There's this one scene where Dick takes himself out of the business by taking a left on and skidding and falling. That's it. That's how he gets knocked out. And the killer has every reason to kill him, but instead decides to put him in an ambulance. It's like, all right, Robin wouldn't do that. I mean, even if he was on like the Scarecrow gas, he would not fall like that. Just then he gets inexplicably killed and then revived by the Lazarus pit, not even in a mysterious way. But then again, the acting is so stellar. It's like a glorious train wreck, but the writing will kill you, but then the acting will bring you back. It's like crime. It's
a conundrum.
Anyway, I'll be on there. I'll be there to see the next season. I loved what they did with Barbara Gordon. Loved it. Loved what they did. Not Jason Todd. Okay. What they do with Starfire, instead of trying to make her, an orange covered white chick or whatever, they made her this regal, magnificent African-American woman and changed everyone on her planet to be just like her. And it works. And her sister Darkfire is so fine. You can tell why Superboy falls in love with her right away. And it's just, and all of this takes your mind away from the fact that the writing doesn't make any sense. So
life goals. Make sure the writing's good if you have good actors, right?
No. I mean, the way they're doing it, make sure that you kill it with the presentation. And they're in Gotham all of this season. Well, I still don't understand why, but hey, they look great. The guy who's playing Batman, who's playing Bruce Wayne, is awesome, but you never see him in costume, and that's what you want to see. You want to see him suit up, but they don't. He's old, like Bruce Wayne was old in the Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller series. It's almost like that. So you're waiting for him to suit up, but he never suits up. He's just old Bruce Wayne, but that's okay because it's still awesome. It's still screen amazingness, and anyway, so Lady Vic is on there, only she doesn't have the weird headgear on. The guy who plays the Scarecrow is that guy from Mad Men and Angel. He played Angel's son in Angel. He played that weird balding young guy in Mad Men, Vincent Gother or something. I need to get his name, but he's amazing as the Scarecrow. Although that's where the writing comes into play, or doesn't come into play, because the shit he does makes no sense. Like, for no reason at all, we've never heard about his mother before, but this one episode he walks in and kills his mom and walks out, and it's supposed to be resonant with us, but we never knew her. It seems like a random old woman that he killed. So it's like they forget that. There's like a lot of notes that they put up. Yeah, they like, okay, be sure to introduce his mother and all that backstory earlier in the episode, and that falls out, so they don't see that, but I tell you what really got me hooked on the series was that first deal where he swings down out of the sky in that Robin suit that looks more like Batman suit because it's so armored. He says, "Fuck Batman," and he beats the crap out of him and nearly kills a bunch of guys. It's so awesome. But the writing, okay, enough of the writing.
Well, it's been great chatting with you. We've ran a little bit over an hour.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give.
I hope it wasn't me.
I'm gonna give you the. No, it's not you at all. I usually try to keep these to an hour. I got to get up at 3 a.m. for work, so try not to.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me tell you, we've gone on before and we've rattled on, and it's gone. We went on. I looked up, it was like 11:45, and I'm like, holy shit, what have we done? And I'm like, doing this, and they looked up and they're like, holy shit, we need to get off of here. So,
The Statue of Liberty was on a beach somewhere, and you were like, oh, they did it to us, damn dirty timekeepers.
Damn it. How could you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the full screen. I want you to give everybody the elevator pitch. Tell them what the Blonde Assassin is about. I'm going to pop that link in there again for them to check it out, and tell everyone where they can find you.
Okay. Hi there. My name's Ben Tinsley. I am a film actor out of Fort Worth, Texas. I am also concurrently a comic book writer and publisher out of Fort Worth, Texas. Right now, I'm also the writer. My son, Jake Tinsley, and I write the Night Owl, the character, together. But I'm here to talk to you about the Blonde Assassin. The Blonde Assassin is a beautiful CIA agent with a mysterious past who works for, let's say, kind of a satanic Nick Fury type named Shane De La Vega, or El Diablo, also with a mysterious past. He's the link to the CIA. He actually, during 9/11, became a member of the CIA because they recruited him. He was the best mob assassin there was. They offered him his badge and a place in the CIA and a pardon if he'd come kill spies for him. So he did. And his skill set translated perfectly to the spy world. He brought in a surrender, and it turns out that he's got this partner of his, this old buddy, who's a blue skin teleporter named Ray, or Blue Blazer. And together they just destroy shit. A surrender is the ultimate weapon. She knows she's like a Doc Doom type. She can, or a Captain America type, always looking how to get out of the room, always looking how to get the objective done. And the other two just blow crap up. And she's awesome. And she's also beautiful, stunningly so. And my artists reflect that in their art. Basically, she is, I guess, an all-purpose killing machine with a great rack. And not to be misogynist, because she would say that too. She's awesome. And, I would really like it if you read her, because I've got, I'd say, 24 issues of story. Right now, I could write you 24 issues of story that I've already got plotted out, and then see where it goes. It's organic. All the writing is organic. All the characters are actually based on people I know, except for, her name is Surrender, and she is the Blonde Assassin, and she's based on a few women I know. And no one better with a gun, no one better with a knife, no one better with an objective and getting it done. And if the CIA didn't exist, she'd have to invent it, because she needs something to exercise that skill set. She's Surrender. She's in the Blonde Assassin, which is part of Scattered Comics. We're part of this Kickstarter. Got 2 issues of her and a lot of magnificent additional art you can choose a cover for. We've got all sorts of stuff going on here. If you just join our little store, go in there and get additional artists. We have amazing people coming in to do art for us that I didn't think possible 6 months ago. Having a great time. My son's calling the phone. All right, listen up, folks. Blonde Assassin. Go into this Kickstarter. It's on the Ben Tinsley page of Facebook. Ben Tinsley. My Twitter account is Ben, B-E-N, Tinsley, T-I-N-S-L-E-Y. My Instagram is Ben Tinsley Drama Shaman, and it's Ben Tinsley 69 on TikTok. If you run across them, you'll be able to click on a link that'll tell you all the stuff I got going on. So really had a great time here tonight. Steph Chick, Steph Wolf, Steph Ghost, what was it? Steph something was amazing co-host, and my regular host was amazing too. And I really enjoyed talking. Sorry I was late. Hope to come back.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's Stefpool, but yeah, it's all cool, man. Stuff happens. We had some fun. We were talking some shit and stuff. So thanks so much for being on. If you want to hang out in the green room for just a minute, I'm going to say my goodbyes. Everyone,
okay.
And I'll be back in just a second.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. So thanks so much for checking out the show tonight. Thanks so much for backing Indies. We appreciate everything you do. This is Stefpool here. Please go check out the project that Ben Tinsley has live on Kickstarter right now. If you can't afford to back a tier, pledge $1, because then all your friends will see that follow you that, hey, there's this cool project out there that they would never have seen otherwise. And last but not least, it doesn't cost anything. At least share it out. Show your friends. Share it out to everybody. So we've got a, you're very welcome. Oh, Megan wants a shout out. What's up, Megan? And then Thomas said, thanks, Russell and Stefpool. You're very welcome. You're talking actual guns or tatas. Well, maybe both. Check it out. So, guys, I will be live again on Friday with the Indie Princess. We'll be talking about Lure. And we'll be live again Saturday with Blastcast. We got an awesome setup. You guys need to come check it out. April Grady Rayner will be on. We're closing out Squee After Dark Volume 2. It's going to be super sweet. We're going to have Rodney Fike. We got Philip Russert and Antonio D. and James Smithers. And we got a whole bunch more people that are going to be coming in there. We even got Tiffany, even though she's a weirdo. And guys, check out Stefpool Circle of Destruction live on Kickstarter right now. If you want a super sweet ass kick-ass game where you're going to battle your friends, you're going to blow shit up, you get cool weapons, and there's a not safe for work edition. And I kind of showed off one of those cards the other day while Russell was sleeping. I snuck it on there, and it's pretty cool. So you guys definitely need to check it out. It's live right now. Keep supporting indies. Check out The Blonde Assassin. Check out Stefpool's Circle of Destruction. And catch us live on Friday with the Indie Princess and Lure. As always, this is Russ Explode Studios with projects that'll blow your mind. You all have a great night.